but as the seconds counted down, she got the ball in her hands and right on the buzzer with a jumping shot scored to give the crowd something to go home with. She's an exciting prospect.
She's an incredibly exciting prospect, and happily for the Swifts, in Helen Housby at goal attack, the English import, they've got a player who's delivering them 20 goals a week. So Sam Wallace is capable of shooting, getting really big totals up towards 30 and 40 goals per game. But that goal attack position is so key, and if Helen Housby can just deliver a lazy 19 or 20 goals per game, suddenly the Swifts are in a really good position, and they've surprised a lot of people. They were really ravaged by the players that left them. You know, we just saw 4 of them in that game before. There was Green, Pettit, Leighton and Thwaites, 4 of their mainstays from that grand final appearance last year that have just disappeared on them, yet Rob Wright's done a really good job of rebuilding.
And the other goal shooter to talk about, of course, Maui Kamwenda from the Vixens, has been very exciting across the first opening 2 rounds of Suncorp Super Netball.
Yeah, she has 29 from 30 in the first round, 28 from 36 last week in a losing line. And the problem for the Swifts, they identified it this week. I spoke to Rob Wright, and he was pretty certain that the Vixens were going to bounce back and bounce back hard from that loss. So he said the worst time to play against the Vixens is the week after a loss. His team will be ready for that.
The Vixens headed up to the Sunshine Coast at the university up there in Sippy Downs and were felled by the Lightning 58-52. But they started their season the way they wanted to by upsetting, because the Magpies were heavy favourites, Collingwood in the opening round, 58-55.
They did, and that showed us what they were capable of, and it was that beautiful ball movement through the midcourt that got them there, and it's what deserted them last week against Sunshine Coast. So they'll look to get that. They need to look to get Liz Watson, the wing attack, to the top of the circle. If she can get to the top of the circle, that opens up the feeding options. Kamwenda is almost impossible to stop when she's got a feeder in that position. So that is going to take hard work. Kate Maloney got moved into that wing attack position late in the game last Sunday, but I think she's much better in that centre position. She's probably a little bit better defensively.
She's a great leader, Kate Maloney.
She is, and she's the sort of leader that the players want to play for. She's created a culture in a very short space of time.
Yes.
Inclusive. She loves the club. She's been earmarked there or thereabouts for the last few years. Bianca Chatfield, the former Vixens captain, said to me years ago that Kate Maloney and Liz Watson would lead the club, and she was pretty much on the mark. They stood out from a very early age.
Of course, to have Maddie Robinson leave to go to Collingwood and change up the list a bit, there's been a bit of a leadership vacuum there. So
there has, and there's also been that vacuum in the midcourt. And I suspect that those 2 players are really relishing the roles that they've got now. They're the starting 7.
And Maloney will start the centre pass for the Vixens. The second game of our netball doubleheader on 9Gen, and we are underway. The Vixens will be looking to get ahead in a hurry, but they've copped it up thanks to an umpire's penalty.
It's a throw-in. Tegan Phillip put a foot out of court, so an early opportunity for the Swifts, and they waste no time bringing the ball down court. Paige Hadley at wing attack for the Swifts is one of the keys for them. Massive speed in that position. And good hustle from the Vixens defence.
Full house inside Hisense Arena. And I reckon, Liz, the Magpies left a free T-shirt on every seat. And there's a few supporters who were wearing it in the first game who have swapped to a bit of Vixen stuff.
It was interesting to see what the crowd would do, and they've stayed here. Great transition play there from Vixens. They turned it over, but kept their heads up, picked up the scrappy ball, and have made the most of it to open the scoring. So a little bit of a scrappy start here from both teams.
Maddie Proud with a centre pass. Ball goes into Wallace. Gets lost up inside the netting, and the Vixens will come down the court through Weston.
Footwork call for Liz Watson. Caught and through on the run. Of course, you can't put the foot back down.
Paige Hadley, strong pass to Housby.
Paige Hadley will want to make amends. That was a poor pass choice. When the Swifts just lost possession, she had Housby in front of her and opted for Wallace, who was in a 2-on-1.
So Swifts now have a goal on the board. And it's a Vixen centre pass. Maloney works hard to get it back. Goes inside to Kamwenda, who at full stretch brought it down. And nice fake shot into the pass to Tegan Phillip. And she'll goal for the Vixens.
See Sarah Clower, goalkeeper for the Swifts, stands at 190 centimetres, and already just her stretch over the ball is making Phillip and Kamwenda just think about where the shot will come from. She'll need to exploit that tonight, Clower.
Turner and McCulloch working it around the mid-court. Sam Wallace down there. Our broadcast colleague and the woman after whom the trophy is named after tonight, Annie Sargent, told us that part of the reason Sam Wallace came to the New South Wales Swifts was because the dress colours matches the colours of the Trinidad and Tobago national flag. And hasn't she made herself very welcome as a goal shooter for New South Wales? Oh, just too short there from Kamwenda on her shot up the other end.
A big win there for Maddie Turner, and we saw in the previous game the rebounds that Sam Pullman won really turned the game around and kept the Giants in the game at crucial moments, and that will be the case again tonight, especially with this Vixens line. There's not going to be a lot of rebounds, so you've got to pull them in when you can. So a good win early.
Clow, Turner, McCulloch up court quickly, the Swifts. The drums have started beating in Hisense Arena for the hometown Vixens. Yeah. Very nice turnover there by Watson.
Watson got the ball, but it was the work of Maloney up court that caused that. McCulloch was looking for Proud, but Maloney was all over it. It's not a stat that'll go down against her name, but that's indicative of the way she plays, Kate Maloney. Does the hard yards.
Short shot for Kamwenda. And makes no mistake. Back in the middle, Housby for the Swifts will put them into attack. Paige Hadley now. Goes back to Housby. Sam Wallace lobs it up for Proud. Proud goes back into Wallace. 193 centimetres, but that time the shot was short. And the Vixens get the turnover.
Yeah, good win from Mannix. Good rebound position. And you'll see players fighting for that rebound position. You want to be as close to the post as you can. Mannix won the battle then.
Liz Watson to Maloney, back to Watson. And Tegan Phillip involved down there as well. Now we come when to presents outside the goal circle for the Vixens. Liz Watson to Phillip. Phillip, that'll test her. And a miss.
It looked like an air ball. She might argue that it was a pass. And Housby takes the ball under pressure. That's good play for the Swifts down court. And already the long arms of Maddie Turner and Sarah Clow are causing problems for that Vixen shooting line.
Liz Watson goes inside and waits it nicely to find Maui Kamwenda, whose shot skates off the ring and into the net.
Good open play there from the Vixens. So both teams starting to open up a little bit through the middle of the court, starting to find good space.
Sam Wallace and Housby moving nicely together throughout the goal circle, but Housby's pass missed Proud, and it'll be a Vixens throw-in.
And Kate Maloney is pumped every time something goes her way. She's got the double fist pump going. She's incredibly vocal on the court. Suspect that she was less than pleased with her effort and that of her team last week. This is a moment to atone for it.
Proud Victorian Kate Maloney, and loves being here at Hisense Arena in front of the hometown Vixens fans. If you've just joined us earlier in the night, the Giants defeated the Magpies. Involved early. Maloney will start the Vixens off into attack. Joe Weston, marked earlier by Liz Ellis, is a player to watch. And Liz Watson with a nice cross-court pass into Phillip. Phillip with Weston working nicely. Watson in there as well. And Phillip made a lot of ground on this play. And a bit of contact will give Maui Kamwenda a chance to go for the Vixens.
Well, Tegan Phillip and Liz Watson then both covered miles to get to the top of the circle and into the circle. And the feature of that play then for the Vixens was the ball was sent hard and flat, and that makes it really hard for any sort of intercept to happen because the ball's travelling so fast.
Well, it's start for the Vixens, who are out to a 2-goal lead. Wallace pegging that back there for the Swifts. And here come New South Wales. It's Hadley. Oh, Housby.
Yeah.
Some sort of finger issue?
Yeah, she was responsible then for that turnover, but just jarred her fingers and just out of the edge of play. She's holding on to them. Got to tough it out.
Oh, Wallace gets a hand in it, causes the turnover. Proud will chase after it.
Yeah, that was a great chase there from Maddie Proud, another young, exciting mid-quarter for the Swifts. And she's quick. And when Sam Wallace is on the hold, they want to do that, the Swifts. They want to turn around and give her a quick ball so that Emily Mannix and Jo Weston don't have time to have a look at it and go for the intercept.
Hadley, her pass is high, tests out Housby's fingers. Looks like she's recovered. And a long pass to the tall Sam Wallace. Look at the height on that shot, brought it down from the rafters.
Yeah, that's a great long-range shot for a tall player, 193 centimetres. She could be excused for trying to get the ball close to the post, but no need as Kamwenda gets put under pressure at the other end of the court. The rebound, you've got to have the leap. There's three things. You have the leap, you've got to have good position, and your timing has to be perfect. That's why you'll see shorter players. And Tegan Phillip is good at it. She's got great timing to be able to follow up for the rebound.
Housby goals for the New South Wales Swifts. Maloney with the centre pass. Tegan Phillip busy early. Watson to Maloney. Maloney's positioning forces the contact penalty. She won't even look behind her. She's always working towards the goal to form a part of the Vixens' next score.
Yeah, I really like what Phillip and Kamwenda are doing in their setup. Phillip starting at the front, she clears out, and that allows for Kamwenda to come up the middle. So they're both options, just in different parts of the court. And whoever gets the ball can turn and find the other one on the lead back into the circle. It's a simple little L-shaped move, but it's effective.
Hadley, Wallace had to work hard for that one, but got the body in front of her opponent in Mannix. She's happy to shoot from just about anywhere, Sam Wallace.
And she's so casual about how she does it. And Cloud getting caught out hunting, and that leaves Kamwenda under the post.
Hadley. Housby, Maddie Proud now with the ball.
Held ball, so Maddie Proud only has 3 seconds to get rid of it. There's a lot to do in that 3 seconds. You've got to catch it, you've got to land, you've got to count to 3. That's hard enough. And then you've got to pass it.
Weston, Maloney. Her pass to Phillip. Moves the Vixens a little bit further forward.
Well done, Maloney. Good scrap. And that's the understanding between Maloney and Watson. Just the backup, knowing where each other's going to be.
And it'll be a Vixen centre pass. Liz Watson. She was like an American football quarterback there. A bullet pass inside the centre circle to Kamwenda.
That is how the Vixens want to approach the court. But at the moment, it's a really open, free-flowing, high-scoring game. A marked contrast to the last match we saw, which was really one-on-one defensive effort.
Yeah, gritty, defence-orientated contest. Kamwenda with another goal for the Vixens. And she's been busy early. 8 goals from 9 attempts. Now we come Wenda. Sam Wallace just as good at the other end, although almost threw it away there with 7 goals from 8 attempts. Cross court to the skipper, Abby McCulloch. To Housby. And the umpires move the ball forward for the Swifts. Good opportunity here for them as we tick inside the final 3 minutes of the first quarter.
Choice for Housby. Does she pass or shoot? She opts to pass.
Oh, Wallace's shot just fanning out to the right.
Yeah, and good win there for Western.
Tegan Phillip. Oh, good work by the keeper in Clow.
Yeah, she gets caught though. She had her hands all over Kumwenda before going for the ball. It's a shame because she actually used her feet and got to the ball cleanly. It was what she did before that got her into trouble, but the Vixens will take it. And it's a nice little lead that's opened up for them here.
They really are performing at a high level. Kumwenda. Roundabout pass out to Watson. And her short range to Phillip was knocked out of bounds. So throw in. Phillip dribbles it. Kumwenda fighting in the air, but that time Clow was able to interrupt the attack and do it legally. Although ultimately the umpire did find something in the way of the Vixens. Watson inside. Kumwenda for another goal. That's her 11th of the evening. And it's a 5-goal lead to the Vixens.
Good little tap there from Sarah Clow. She's a young player coming up against the might of Maui Kumwenda. Not only is Kumwenda physically good, but she's so smart. And that's what Clow is going to have to work out. It's a good test for her.
Sam Wallace rips it away from Weston.
Oh, Kate Maloney just put a foot inside the circle, so the Swifts will retain possession.
And it's Housby who'll take the pass. Sets herself and is able to draw a bit of contact. So take 2. And take 2 is good. We don't need no take 3.
No, beautiful high release there from Housby. When she looks confident, she's got a lovely rhythm to her shot. Nice follow through.
Here's Maloney. Tegan Phillip takes it down low. At full stretch was Turner, but unable to disrupt the Phillip goal.
Liz Watson has been everywhere early in this game. If you watch her when she gets the ball, first thing she does is look to the circle. She winds that one-arm shoulder pass up. She's been outstanding for the Vixens early.
What about this? A 5-goal lead going into quarter time. Full credit to the Vixens.
They've opened well.
Housby though to Wallace. And there's a Wallace goal, and she is not going to let this lead blow out any further. Final seconds of the first quarter. Kumwenda, she'll have a chance. She goes right on the buzzer. And that's why she's one of the finest goal shooters in Suncorp Super Netball. And that buzzer beater gives the Melbourne Vixens a 5-goal lead, leading into the break, 16-11. We shall be back after this. Saturday night netball night on 9Gem.
All too far apart, you can't get all that circumference of the circle that they can't see. At the moment, we've got 2 shooters in the circle and 2 big defenders. I need someone to come out, reset so that we can get the split.
Anita Keelan there, one of the assistant coaches of the New South Wales Swifts, who have some work to do. Welcome back to Hisense Arena, where the Vixens lead it by 5 goals, 16-11, as we start the second quarter. There's what took your eye in that first term.
Just the precision passing of the Vixens. This front line seemed to be very determined to make amends for last week. And if you just watch the way they're going about it, the passes are hard and they're flat and they're direct, and that's the way they're going to goal. So offside call against Paige Hadley, and there's plenty of talk in that Swifts huddle about just getting the movement from the shooters. Helen Housby, they need her to come out just to get the defenders out of the circle, and if you do that, the Vixens cough up possession through a footwork call. If you do that, you allow for a more one-on-one contest, so they're trying to create that one-on-one rather than the two-on-one with Wallace. So there's no penalty. Wallace got given possession, and it's play on.
Hadley into Wallace. Good footwork, not so good shot. It bounces back. Vixens rebound through Mannix. And they're into attack. But Mannix's pass goes straight down the throat of the Swifts. And Proud will give it back to Hadley. And Hadley will find Wallace. This is where it all started about 90 seconds ago.
It's a good transition play from the Swifts. They've coughed up possession twice and won it back twice.
Oh.
Easy as you like for winning ball back for her team.
If it's possible to fall in love with the shooting action, the art of Sam Wallace, I just can't get enough of.
It's good, isn't it? Well, I'm sure the Swifts can't get enough of it either. They'd like a little bit more, and here they come. But
the ever-determined Maloney will be thinking, how do we get this back on our terms? Maloney to Watson. Kamwenda working hard for position, and she's able to find it. Will turn front to the ring and will go. So the Vixens currently in the lead. 17-14 as we're playing tonight for the Sergeant McInnes Trophy.
Good triangle play there for the Swifts. Housby to Hadley, it just opened up the space, and often teams will use that triangle to open up a shooter who's sitting a little bit behind.
Kamwenda goals. Amazing story, Maui Kamwenda, isn't it? One of 8 from a Malawian family. Just works herself to the top level of international netball and now finds herself playing in Australia on the other side of the world.
Yeah, and look, I think working her way to the top is probably a great way to describe it. She caught the eye of a lot of people at a World Cup several years ago and started off playing State League in Melbourne, and then worked her way into one of the Victorian A&L teams, the league that sits below this one. Was picked up at the start of the Trans-Tasman League by Tactics and spent a bit of time in New Zealand, and then she's almost back to her second home, back to Victoria, and she's relishing it. She's relishing the role and doing a beautiful job for her club.
She said coming up she studied Sherelle McMahon, and of course Sherelle part of our commentary team here on 9Gem. Well, she's certainly exhibiting some of the skills that will give her a long-standing career here in Suncorp Super Netball. It's the Swifts. Hadley to Wallace. Wallace, a fair way out, but second effort claims the rebound.
Yeah, great follow-up there from Wallace. And Mannix and Weston will look at that and think we should not have let her into that space.
Maloney to Kamwenda. There's Watson with the ball now. And there's Tegan Phillip pivoting, assessing the options. Maloney was the best one, and she rolls it down to Kamwenda.
Oh, that's a good win for Cloud. That's where her height really came into play. And good transition here from the Swifts. That's that rotation that you'll see a lot from this Swifts front line, and you'll also see it in the Vixens. Wallace went towards the ball, too close, covered, so she rolled back towards the post, and that had created space for Housby to drive into. And that rotating circle is something that we'll see a lot tonight.
Proud to Housby. Housby puts it up to Sam Wallace. And there's another New South Wales Swifts goal. Of course, don't forget that in 2017, you can catch every game of Suncorp Super Netball on the Netball Live app. Stream it live, fast and data-free, only with Telstra. Kamwenda pushing off, tries to keep the ball alive, and she has.
Yeah, that's great scrambling play. Deserves to be finished. Can Phillip do it? She can. Big moment for the Vixens. They're up to it. So, good first up quarter for the Vixens. They won the first stanza 16-11. Swifts though leading this one 8-3. It'll be interesting to see, Seb, as this match progresses, where there is a scoring end. Sounds a bit odd because the wind isn't anywhere in an indoor venue. But that's often down to the umpire's interpretation of the game. There can be a scoring end. So at the moment, where the Swifts are or where the goals are, as Mannix comes out for a fly.
They've scored 6 of the last 10, the Swifts, to peg that back after trailing by 5 goals at quarter time. And we're back to 20 apiece. 8.5 to go until half time. Phillip had the pass and then worked her way back into the goal circle. Ball ended in the hands of Kamwenda. And the Vixens keeping their head just in front of the Swifts at this point in time. Proud, Wallace, bounce pass to Hadley. Housby just giving Wallace a bit of space, but ultimately turned it over.
Yeah, it's a short pass. Not enough space for a player to run through and take the ball. So that's good play for the Vixens, but Clow is having none of it.
How are you seeing that matchup, Kamwenda and Clow?
Oh, look, I think Kamwenda is still doing really well, of course, but Sarah Clow is just starting to work her way into it. She's starting to figure out where the space is and just the advantage that she has in height. She's starting to just get her hands to stuff. So that's dangerous for the Vixens. They're going to have to make sure that they don't continually just try and lob the ball over. They've got to ask Kamwenda to come forward, put on a bit of a different move.
Maloney to Watson. Kamwenda got away from Clow that time.
Yeah, just like that, she took it forward and went back to the back space. And Clow has been told to really cover that front space and have a go, but it meant she overcommitted. So well done, Kamwenda.
Abby McCulloch to Proud. Proud to Paige Hadley. Housby gets the pass from her. Wallace fights, but Housby was the initial intended recipient of that pass, just twisted out of the way.
Yeah, this game's closed up a little bit. It was a really open score-a-thon in the first quarter, and now we're seeing the defence come into it to start to slow things down.
Phillip goes cross court, put Weston under a bit of pressure, and ultimately a contact penalty. I'll give the ball back to the Swifts. Housby, Hadley, she's got Wallace one-on-one. Mannix, not under the roof of Hisense Arena in the house of the Vixens.
Well, she can put that in a highlights reel. Sam Wallace is not a shot that's going to be stuffed too often. And Emily Mannix has just done it. Well done.
What does that do as a keeper, Liz, mentally, when you do get a rejection like that on the shooter?
Yeah, it feels good. It's a great feeling to get up and get it. You get cross with yourself when you can't quite regain possession, but that turnover came eventually Emily Mannix's way. So it does a couple of things. It feels good, but it also lets you know that your timing's pretty good. Gets in the head of the attackers. They start to look for where you are on the shot.
Oh, Tegan Phillip found herself one out inside the goal circle. And the feed was fast and accurate, allowing the Vixens to create another goal. Proud will take it back for the Swifts. Hadley to Housby. Housby back to Proud. Hadley. Ball finds its way into the arms of Sam Wallace. Again, that big arc, but the second effort to tidy up her own miss and create a goal. And she's got a big smile on her face after that.
And why not?
Teammates like that positivity about her. Although they do say sometimes The girl from Trinidad talks so fast they can't exactly understand what she's saying, but it is all positive. And Phillip goes for the Vixens up the other end.
Well, speaking of positive, Tegan Phillips just come into the game in the last few minutes. She had a quiet opening to this quarter. Phillip and Kamwenda had both had equal amounts of shots coming into this game, but then if you look at this match at the moment, Kamwenda's put up 21 attempts to Tegan Phillips' 9. So the Vixens choosing to go through Kamwenda a little bit more. And that also suggests that Tegan Phillips has just been pretty closely matched and marked by Maddie Turner.
You mentioned Liz Watson has had a lot of ball. She's got 17 feeds, which is the court leader so far. As we see a tactical timeout, the Swifts calling it. They're going to reassess.
Elsewhere.
Allows our customers to get what they need and not have to worry about it then and there.
Hurry! Last days, a massive 50 months interest-free store-wide at Harvey Norman. That's no deposit and no interest with 50 equal monthly payments until April 2021. Take this opportunity to refresh and renew your home and lifestyle with new furniture, bedding, home appliances, technology and entertainment, plus bathrooms and flooring. Now's the time to buy. Big brands, huge range, amazing deals store-wide with 50 months interest-free. Hurry! Offer ends Monday at Harvey Norman.
You're on that side of her. Quick feet though, get into this space and then go up. You know, give yourself a little space, margin for her, then you're all okay on that. Good on that. Keep contesting. I reckon we're much better. You know, better when I keep moving our feet. Just keep a little bit more of a contest on the transverse line because I still want them just a fraction higher. And the higher they go, the wider they go, then we get some cross ball on that. You know, then we're on there. Just nice and quick. When the ball moves, I want you moving as the ball comes.
There, the senior coach of the New South Wales Swifts.
He's a defender. He loves working with his defenders and he's really excited about the talent that he's got there in Clow and Turner. They're both South Australian juniors, but he's pulled them across to New South Wales to play for him. And one of the key things that he was asking for was for McCulloch and Turner to pull both Watson and Phillip up the court. And as he said, that makes for a longer approach into Kamwenda, the long cross-court ball, and that's what he wants Clow to go at. So, to a degree, it is a game of chess. You want a specific thing to happen to create something a little bit further down the court. Let's see how they respond.
So, Kay Maloney starting things off in attack for the Vixens. She gets it back, moves it forward to Phillip. Phillip to Watson. And Kamwenda claims the ball in scoring position. Goal Vixens. McCulloch, Hadley, back to McCulloch. Turner now. Her ball finds Paige Hadley. Goes back to go forward. Housby lobs it in, and Sam Wallace. Nice patient build-up there by the Swifts.
Yeah, look, and that's something that they probably didn't have happening as well in that first quarter. They can hold on to the ball. The thing with Sam Wallace is it doesn't have to be a perfect feed. She's able to pull in even the odd bad ball. So they just have to work it around and get it within a couple of postcodes of her, and she'll do everything she can to get hold of it. A bit like this woman here, Maya Kamwenda. Both goal shooters capable of pulling in some amazing ball. Oh, Mannix read it. She should have committed.
And she'll go as a result.
Yeah, good clean up there from Weston. Good backup.
Saw it there on the Harvey Norman highlights. Watson, Kamwenda. Good stretching defense from Clow, but not enough to stop another goal to Kamwenda and another goal to the Melbourne Vixens.
Beautiful take there from Housby. Wallace isn't the only one there who can take that high ball. Now, I've only really ever seen Helen Housby before this Suncorp Super Netball started play goal shooter. Seen her play a lot of goal attack, but she's been pretty impressive in that position.
Kamwenda putting everything into that to keep the ball alive, but not enough to regain possession for the Vixens. Here's Hadley. Hadley's pass. Eventually picked off there by Mannix.
Yeah, well done, Emily Mannix. Sam Wallace is good, but not that good. She can't run through players to get it. Mannix had put herself in absolute prime position. Didn't have to do too much at the end of that.
Famous name in the history of this city, Mannix. And Emily looking to make her mark as an athlete. Sam Wallace. Distance doesn't trouble her. She just likes challenging herself.
I don't know that much troubles her, to be honest.
No, she's nice, relaxed sort of player, and oh so skilled. Vixens keeping their noses in front. It's a 3-goal lead as we speak, but the Swifts have so far won this quarter. 30 seconds until half-time.
Yeah, on the run, and for the Swifts, that was just smart play. They've run down that clock. They might run it down. Yeah, that's good play again from Wallace, whether she meant it to or not. You want to hand the ball back with about 10 seconds to go so that Vixens have to take the centre pass.
And it'll be Maloney to do so, to Watson.
Yeah, not smart there from Maddie Brown. Puts the Vixens within shooting range if they can get it in.
Oh, what a shot! Very nice work by Tegan Phillip. You call it, Liz?
Yeah, if you're Maddie Proud, you want to give away the penalty, but you don't want to look like you're giving away the penalty. So she'll learn from that. Both these teams are young. They learn almost from every game. But what a beautiful finish there from Tegan Phillip. Under pressure.
Definite.
What's been the main thing you've said to the players here at halftime?
Well, that message, it's do the work, do the basics, do the preliminary work, open up, create space. But
Thank you, Christine, and thanks to Simone McInnes for giving us some time as we begin the second half of the Vixens and the Swifts. Maloney starting the attack for the Vixens.
Great to hear Simone McInnes there. She is really enjoying her time this year with this young lineup. She's got a real opportunity to create, I think, something special. You get the sense with this Vixens group that they're out here playing for each other. And you can see it in her coaching. She's very calm, doesn't get carried away. And you've got to do that when you're coaching a young line. You don't want them to panic or be scared of making mistakes.
There is a feeling of sisterhood, isn't there? You know, this famous franchise that has had success, and then their list this year perhaps doesn't have the expectations of previous years, but that's resolved the group together.
Oh, it has, and I think what often gets overlooked is the fact that the guts of this Vixens group have been together for 3 or 4 years. They've lost some big-name players, but that's allowing the younger players to stand up and flourish. And they've added a world-class goal shooter in Moika Wender at the end of the court. So, for mine, they're a team that is going to do a lot of damage this year. Whether they make the finals or not, they're going to be a team that everyone has to look out for. Having said that, though, the Swifts have started this quarter the better of the two, and they're in a similar situation. They've had to rebuild, and they've put together a pretty nice list. And I've said it earlier before, I really like their mid-court, but their defence tonight has done a good job. They've won back quality ball, and they're being repaid well at the other end of the court. Wallace and Housby playing beautifully.
Housby yet to miss. 8 from 8 so far. Helping out Sam Wallace. 9 from 9. So the Swifts, with a 4-goal-to-1 opening to the third quarter, have tied the scores. It's 32 goals apiece. You called it, Liz, at half-time and said this one could go down to the wire.
Oh, look, I think it will, and I suspect it'll be one of those battles that just goes goal for goal all the way without one team building out a huge lead. So a footwork call there against Maddie Proud. She stepped. Oh, Flower. Started to find the space that she needs, started to find the right position. And that's what you want your young defenders doing, getting up with 2 hands. You you're going to have a wrestle, at least make it a two-handed wrestle.
Can the feeders sometimes get a bit complacent with a forward like Wallace? They think they can basically throw it anywhere inside the goal circle and she'll be able to find it?
You'd hope not, but what you do defensively when you're the opposition, you have your wing defence in the centre and your attacking players working really hard to get their hand up over the ball. So it's not so much that the feeders get complacent, it's that they have a lot of pressure over them. So if you watch both teams, they'll have a lot of hands over. Defensive plays back 3 feet at hands over. It's a great scramble there from Watson, and that's what they're trying to do.
33 goals apiece. Tegan Phillip, ball in hand, short shot, Kamwenda keeps it alive for the Vixens. It's Maloney, back to Phillip, and this time she gets a bounce off the front of the ring and drains it.
Well, Liz Watson was key then. She did the hard yards, got her head over the ball and chased it down.
Wallace now. Nice work there by Watson to get a hand into it. Tapped it out of bounds. Just slowed down the attack from the Swifts and allows the Vixens to reset. And the shot from Wallace misses. So the hard work does pay off, and the Vixens get a chance to move things into attack. Weston. Up court, Maloney now. Liz Watson, long cross-court ball. Maloney, Phillip, Kamwenda. And that is a fine piece of netball. Just about every player involved.
Yeah, and they moved the ball across court well, and they've gone back to that flat style of play. When the Vixens move like that, one of the things that they do well is keep out of each other's way. They're all operating in a little space. They're balancing up the court well.
She's been good so far. Mannix for the Vixens. Maloney. Weston the diamond. Oh, we're on here.
Costello, 1 possession.
Beat Ellis if you don't mind.
That's not hard these days. Oh, well read, Hadley. McCulloch just couldn't keep it balanced. So at the moment, things are falling the Vixens' way. The Swifts have a really strong opening.
Speaking of falling, Kamwenda fell over the sideline but was able to keep the ball alive, spat it back out as she was falling to ground, and all that hard work pays off for a Vixens goal.
Watson, she heard Cloud coming but had the presence of mind to take the ball and deliver it. And what Sarah Cloud did just then was exactly what her coach was asking her to do, coming out and having a fly. It's a danger though at goalkeeper when you do that. You leave the shooter under the post. And the Vixens punished.
Hasby now up the Swifts attacking end. Hadley into Wallace. Wallace sized up the shot. We thought, let's reset this. Let's get a step or two closer to goal. And Helen Housby keeps her accurate streak alive. 10 from 10 midway through the third quarter. Watson working hard off the ball. Gets it eventually. Is rewarded by Kamwenda. Phillip comes charging out. And off one leg as she likes to do. She'll go for the Vixens.
Tegan Phillip now sitting at 12 from 15.
And it fell off the front of the ring and into the arms of the Vixens defenders. Maloney, Kamwenda, Watson, Phillip trying to get dangerous underneath the ring. It'll be Kamwenda in the end with that trademark vertical leap. And she goes.
And that's end-to-end netball from the Vixens. Dangerous moments here for the Swifts. They opened up this quarter beautifully, but the Vixens are finding so much space. They're scoring freely. We're just in to see if we see a tactical timeout. Just watching the Swifts bench. Mannix goes for the fly.
Oh, Feel a bit gingerly too. Wallace got the goal.
So Rob Wright was Swift's coach, wanting them to call the tactical timeout, and they have.
So we pause right now with a 6-goal lead for the Vixens, 41-35. Back in a moment on 9Gen.
I like that rock and roll music, and I like to dance and cha-cha-cha. I got the mouth fever, and I like to sing-a-ling.
Go back. When I put myself in a position, I've got some, but I reckon I'm just a bit late on it. You know, make sense? Just got to keep going on that though. Same deal. And keep testing out here. Like I reckon when we pressure her, we scored the first number of goals by contesting some good ball, working them all and keep pressuring it. Take a breath though when we win some ball, because at times I know, we win some ball. See if we can get on 2 feet. Take a short option. No, it's not just you though. We're much better when we just play a short one. Take a breath, work it. It's so hard to win ball. We want to make sure we keep nailing it.
That one you got.
Right there, the coach of the New South Wales Swifts.
And being very specific in what the directions that he's giving his players, and he knows he's coaching young defenders, and that's what they need, are those specifics. Asking them to step up, take up the space, move their feet. So the timing of that from the Swifts was pretty necessary. They opened up this quarter beautifully, and the Vixens have run them down and run them over.
6-goal lead to the Vixens. Neither side.
Good strength from Kate Maloney on the edge of the circle.
The Vixens have had 8 of the last 10 to build their lead. And Wallace pegs one back for the Swifts. Must have a little break here to mop up some moisture on the court.
So it's a danger period here for the Swifts. The last 5 or 6 minutes of this third quarter is where the game can really be won and lost, and they don't need to pull it back, but they do need to stay in touch.
Maloney goes forward. Phillip swings it back to Maloney. Back into Phillip. Goal.
And that's where Phillip is so dangerous along that baseline. She hasn't opened that up often tonight. That was perfect though, and Maloney let her know.
Creating her own opportunities, Tegan Phillip, with good running and pairing nicely with Kate Maloney. Sam Wallace gets the feed, and she'll score for the Swifts.
3-second call there. Kate Maloney didn't get rid of the ball. It felt quick, but she had a look at a couple of different options and chose not to release. So immediately she's back into defensive transition. Footwork call.
Well, it's a night where the Victorians are taking on the New South Welsh women, and the Giants winning it earlier against the Collingwood Magpies, 59-51. And the Vixens at the moment in the box seat to level the scores in terms of interstate rivalry. They lead the New South Wales Swifts by 6 goals. Oh, almost turned it over in just the right position. McCulloch, Kamwenda could sniff a goaling opportunity.
Yeah, and the Swifts really labouring to get the ball out of their defensive line.
Hadley.
Maddox.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, she comes up with the win. Maddie Proud put a foot offside. Well done, Emily Manning. She read it beautifully. That was a moment for the Swifts. They needed to score, and Mannix was having none of it.
She's having a lot of influence from the goalkeeper position, Mannix.
She certainly is. And I feel like just watching her over the first 3 rounds of this competition, she's getting a little bit better every game. Huge raps on her. Simone McInnes, her coach, really enthusiastic about her when I spoke to her. She thinks that she's got massive amounts of potential. If you just look at her stats, she's had 2 intercepts, 2 deflections.
Still within her first 10 games of National League netball, from down the highway, Geelong to Melbourne's West.
Yeah, and she's having a fine game against an international level goal shooter. And for a tall player, I really like how she moves. She's light on her feet. She gets around, she contests. Sam Wallace, though, she's up to the challenge.
She might have heard us talking up her opponent, Liz. Now we come window. Some hard work and a goal for the Vixens. Proud moving the ball through the centre court nicely. Inside their goal third. Strong pass from Wallace. Finds McCulloch, Housby, Proud, Wallace. Look at that calmness to guide the ball down with one hand.
Oh, she's so casual on the take, isn't she? But she's got control of the ball, and you don't want to coach that out of her because it's part of her rhythm. So a little run here for the Swifts. As they dribble the ball over the baseline. They're the sort of team that's going to be a bit frustrating to coach until they find their mojo. They're going to make mistakes like that.
Vixens lead it at the moment, 46-41. But there is plenty of time left in this one. 90 seconds in the third quarter, and then we'll come back. Going up court for the Swifts. Every time the Vixens extend their lead to an insurpassable level, the Swifts redefine insurpassable.
Yeah, great hustle then from the Vixens. You're right, Seb. Emily Mannix is growing as this game progresses. Sam Wallace plays a sort of style of game that suits up, very aerial. And another opportunity gone missing for the Swifts.
Mannix's wild pass is intercepted. Swifts into attack. McCulloch, Hadley, Wallace has 2 bites and
through the legs
down.
if you don't mind. Did the job.
Maloney down to Phillip. There's those baseline cuts you were talking about earlier, Liz. The ball will end up in the hands of Kamwenda, who pushes it into the ring.
Does have a lot of knee bend in a shot, does Kamwenda. It's all in her wrists.
Here's Housby, who rattles it in for a goal. And there we have it. It's three-quarter time in Melbourne. And the hometown of Vixens side lead this one, 47-42. Melbourne, where the hometown Vixens lead the New South Wales Swifts by 4 goals, 47-43. And the big goal scorers, Maui Kamwenda with 32 for the Vixens, and Sam Wallace, who you see there with 30 for the Swifts. Had a bit of isoblide in the break.
Yeah, she did. Her knees are heavily strapped, as you can see. She hasn't had, I guess, a big knee injury. in this season, but certainly her knees do give her some bother. So let's see if that affects the way she moves in this last quarter. The Swifts, we talked earlier, Seb, about whether there would be a scoring end. There has been a change for the Swifts at goal attack. Helen Housby has left the court. Amy Somerville makes her Suncorp Super Netball debut at goal attack. She's played 3 games for the Swifts before. And this is her first one. So where the Swifts are shooting in this quarter has been where the goals have been scored. So, oh, well done, Mannix. Hadley thought she was going to get a hand for it, just took her eye off the ball. And that is 1 possession. And well done, Paige Hadley. She's won it back, so a footwork call against Chloe Watson.
Hadley, Somerville, the new player in. The pass getting over the top of Mannix to Wallace. And knees or no knees, she goals that time.
Yeah, and it's an interesting manoeuvre to take Helen Housby off the court. The third quarter was her best quarter. She shot 6 goals, 2 in the first quarter, 4 in the second, and 6 in the third. So she'd come into the game, but clearly Rob Wright wants more. He wants more movement, he wants better feeding. That's what Amy Somerville's been asked to do.
Ball out of bounds at the baseline at the Swifts attacking end. So the throw-in will go to Mannix. Weston to Maloney. Overhead pass finds Watson, who gets a bit of close checking from Hadley. Phillip and Maloney have worked well together in the Vixens attack, and Watson finds the narrowest of passing lanes to Kamwenda. Goal Vixens.
Yeah, Jean Liz Watson's feeding has been just perfect tonight. She hasn't put a foot wrong in that regard.
Watson, she's got Kamwenda one out with Clow. They don't take the quick pass. The ball ends up in the hands of Kamwenda, and again that pushing shot action is good.
And that was smart of Liz Watson. Sometimes when you just thread the needle, as she just did the play before, it's tempting. Oh, as Mannix comes out again, it's tempting to go long again and continue to push your luck, but she was smart enough to pull it back and go, no, we're going to work it hard and go long another time.
They don't need to be risky in this position. With a 5-goal lead, the Vixens, 49 plays 44. Early stages, 4th quarter. Goal New South Wales through Wallace. Oh, Maloney's pass missed Phillip. And that is just the kind of change of possession the Swifts need.
Yeah, it's been a feature of their game tonight, hasn't it? The Vixens, that low flat pass, but there was just too much pepper on that from Maloney. So Jo Weston gives away the penalty, but she'll be pretty happy that her opposite number has left the court. You always like it when you force a change. Oh, beautiful hands there from Somerville. That's what the Swifts were lacking, obviously, in that third quarter, and that's what they've asked her to do. So here's a little run from the Swifts.
Let's see what they can do. Hadley starts things off. Somerville, a long way up, as decides to shoot anyway. It was a good decision, and that is a goal for New South Wales.
And the first goal for Amy Somerville in Super Netball. Well done. Nerve-wracking moment for her, but you wouldn't have known it. She had a really lovely rhythm to the shot, a nice high release.
Nice work. Maloney feeds to Kamwenda. Goal. Wallace, looping ball. Swifts trying to make up this 3-goal margin at the moment. Wallace and Mannix. Wallace comes out the best, but Jo Weston came in from stage right and ultimately got the call against her. Dribbling off the rim, Somerville manages to claim back the rebound. And Wallace's pass back out to Somerville was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, I know we've sung Emily Mannix's praises a lot tonight, but one thing she's done really well, and it's hard to do, is to contest the ball from behind. The umpires are letting it happen, which is good to see, because she's been quite clean as she goes about it. She's giving herself a bit of space, footwork. And time calls for the towel. So been a real feature of her game, and it has meant that the Swifts don't really know where to put the ball.
Back in the middle, centre pass, Melbourne. Maloney was the one taking it. The skipper of the Vixens has it back in her arms.
And suddenly the Swifts defence are far more up and about. They've got their hands up. There's a bit of intensity. This game has lifted.
Really has in the final moments. 2-goal lead to the Vixens. Could become a 3-goal lead if Phillip is able to find a goal. Intimidation call from the umpire, and Phillip gets a second chance to make amends.
Yeah, she does well.
Paige Hadley takes every millisecond of her 3 allotted seconds to get the pass off.
Heavy bump there from Maloney. She would have liked to see Hadley give away possession through an offside call.
Wallace with a goal for the Swifts, and New South Wales have a history of succeeding in this building and against this side, and they're not going away.
No, and they're being smart about what they're doing. They're not thinking that they've got to come out and run down the Vixens in the first 5 minutes. They've been very steady in the opening few minutes. They only need 1 or 2 turnovers. And they're being far smarter with the ball than they were, especially in that third quarter when the Vixens had a real run.
Just a touch of urgency drifting into this contest now. And Wallace does what she does so well, goaling for New South Wales. Phillip brings it out wide to Watson. Watson goes back inside to Maloney. Maloney finds Phillip. Phillip to Kalwenda, who leaps skyward and brings down the ball for a Vixens goal.
Yeah, what a take, and that will lift her team. And there are plenty of that, the Vixens from Kamwenda in this last 8 minutes. Oh, Maloney. You know she will run herself into the ground and she'll take whoever's playing against her with her. It's a great contest and a great take from Maddie Proud under all sorts of pressure. She's a competitor as well. So watch this. Maddie Proud was not giving away possession.
2 fine players at centre for both sides as the Vixens come up with it. Maloney, of course, part of this attack. Weston, Phillip. Watson, back to Phillip. And Cloud gets involved, but he's just a little bit too attentive. And Phillip, goal.
Oh, that's a great play from the Melbourne Vixens. That'll lift them. So much of what they've done tonight has sprung out of that defensive line.
Tegan Phillip goes, and suddenly, well, it looked like the Swifts were fighting their way back. The margin is back to 5 goals for the Vixens. And it falls with Wallace, who goals for New South Wales. And of course, the Telstra is a great sponsor of Suncorp Super Netball, and you can catch every game of this league on the Netball Live app. Stream it live, fast and data-free, only with Telstra. Phillip Kamwenda, Vixens, goal.
The Swifts are going to eat into this margin. They've got to do a couple of things. Paige Hadley has to get more involved. Just seeing her taking that drive off the centre pass, when she does that, it really does set up that Swifts front line. But the other thing they do is, of course, they need turnover ball. All 3 defenders in this back line are capable of winning back the ball, and Turner in particular at goal defence has been good for the Swifts in the opening rounds of this competition. So she needs to step up and go hunting. Oh, there's a big win. And it comes through McCulloch. She forces the contact. So Vixen's had a nice little run, but again, the Swifts just putting on the handbrake.
Cross-court ball to Proud. Proud feeds Wallace. Wallace misses her shot, and Weston taps the ball alive. Her pass picked off by Wallace, though. It'll be a throw in Vixens. Up court, Maloney. Maloney to Weston. The Vixens moving. Watson. Maloney. Maloney into Kamwenda. Nice footwork, Kamwenda.
Yeah, that's what she's good at. And that down-court play from the Vixens is so good. And Kamwenda's just a really good target, you know. She knows when to hold, she knows when to move, she knows when to do the splits. And you can just see with the Vixens feeders, with the wing attack in the centre, with Maloney and Watson, they've got such confidence in her where they're going to put the ball.
Mannix again interrupts the shot, goes chasing after it. It'll be a Swifts throw-in. Hadley lobs it up for Wallace. Wallace goes over to Proud, outside the goal circle. Weston and Mannix very busy.
They are. We've talked about Emily Mannix a lot, but Jo Weston has been just really consistent for the Vixens in this game. You know, the stats don't bear it out. She doesn't have any intercepts, but she's created...
Oh, Wallace. Somerville missed the shot. Wallace with the rebound, falling out of court, scored for the Swifts.
Yeah, Jo Weston has done enough just to create that space for Mannix to have a go at the ball. So she's certainly been a huge contributor tonight. See the frustration on Abby McCulloch's face. She's worked hard, but she senses that things are slipping away from them in the last few minutes of this match.
Inside the final 4 minutes of this contest. And the Swifts have a few goals to make up. It's Hadley. Somerville. Somerville. Back to Hadley. Cross court and into Wallace. Good goals for New South Wales.
Yeah, that's better for the Swifts, but they've got to go direct. They need to score quickly and get the ball back into the hands of the Vixens so they can get the wins. Here's a defensive win from Maddie Proud. Got a score here.
Hadley. This is a key moment in time for this game. Wallace goes out to Proud. Proud 1-2 with Wallace, who needed to just creep a little bit closer to the ring.
And she did. With their centre pass to come. That's a big win from Maddie Proud. She's been in chase mode a little bit tonight against Kate Maloney, but the timing of that was perfect.
Hadley. Somerville spotted Wallace streaking to the ring, and that's a goal for New South Wales. It can turn oh so quickly.
It can, and the crowd's just got a little bit louder. Intensity on the court's just raised a bit.
If they can force a turnover here.
And suddenly Kamwenda isn't as open as she's been. You know, the ball's a little bit sticky for the Vixens.
Did well full stretch there, Kamwenda. Went back out to Watson to reassess. Phillip does the same thing. We know she's got good range, and she shows us she does.
Beautiful little piece of composure there from Tegan Phillips. A little 1-2, allowed herself time to set.
And the chant goes up for the Vixens. Big stretch by Wallace, who's 1-2 with Proud, has resulted in a New South Wales goal. So, 80 seconds left. 2-goal lead to the Vixens. They're coming home, tapped out by Somerville.
That's a huge play. Big defensive play from Somerville. Don't forget the Swifts have the next centre pass. What can they do?
The temperature has gone up inside Hisense Arena. Hadley. Oh, desperate lunge by Phillip, but the call doesn't go her way.
So much desperation.
It'll be McCulloch to Proud. Proud to Somerville. Somerville. Sam Wallace. Oh, Mannix again. Been so good tonight. Goes out wide to Proud. There's the feed to Wallace right underneath, and she's brought down. We know that she's been getting a lot of attention on her knees.
She has, but she must get up and shoot. There's 30 seconds left for the Swifts. And she can't afford to call time and have to leave the court.
She's too important.
This is time for her to compose herself. The drama of 36.6 seconds to go.
So Somerville will goal, and they've got centre pass.
They do have the centre pass. They're asking for it.
Here we go, 30 seconds. One goal the difference. The Swifts have come from behind. The noise inside here as Wallace decides, thought she was going to take a long-range shot. She doesn't. Hadley, Somerville. They need to find Wallace.
Oh, Mannix! That could be the match-winning tip. The Swifts have got to go to goal.
Throw in. This is a huge shot.
Oh, it's a penalty.
Massive. The seconds will count down. We have a draw inside Hisense Arena. Oh, it came down to the final moments. The Vixens looking for all money like they were going to take the points on their home court, and instead they'll share them 59 apiece.
That's extraordinary, and the Swifts won that last quarter 16 goals to 12. They had the presence of mind to just claw it in the end, and the Vixens will look back at this game and think that is one that got away. They controlled the game for probably 58 minutes, but the last 2 minutes they allowed the Swifts back in.
And Sam Wallace, the composure in the final moments to go down with that injury, but then just find a way to bring her side back within the equal score of their opponents.
And Amy